But yeah, so like you can like when you start off, you pick your first class. Usually, most classes don't get a subclass until level 3, but like some of the magic classes, you get your subclass like right away because it's like necessary. Thank you for the heart trash. But like every time you level up in D&D, you can pick a new class if you want.
I knew that children were tested.
It would be great content. Yeah, just like just fucking take getting kicked off. Look what's happening here now. I just bought this game. What have you done to me? I've inadvertently bullied you into buying Final Fantasy games. I'm sorry. The same thing's been happening with people and buying, like, Star Ocean games when they're watching me play. But yeah, so, like, every time you level up, you can pick another class to add to that, but you own, like, the thing about multi-classing is you don't want to do it too much, because the more you multi-class, you only get the first level of that class until you put another level into it. So, like, if you like, say, level 1, you pick, like, say... Why did I jump? Say you pick, like, Barbarian, and then you hit level 2, and you pick Rogue. You're only a level 1 Rogue and a level 1 Barbarian. And then, like, say, level 3, you decide you want to do Bard. Then you're only a level 1 Barbarian, 1 Rogue, 1 this. Class, I'd love the class system back. Right, trash? So, basically what you want to do is, like, you can even, like, research ahead and, like, kind of build your character ahead of time, kind of, like, looking, like, what kind of, like, skills do I want? How do I want to play this character? Like, stuff like that. Oh, open class systems would be fucking great, like the old, like, tactics games and stuff. Or, like, D&D specifically. But yeah, so usually the only, like, the most you want to do is fucking multi-class into 2 different classes, because then you'll get, like, a lot of chunks of the best stuff from, like, both those classes. But, like, at the same time, if you want, like, the really, really crazy abilities of the class, you should, like, sometimes you just stick with the one. Papa Guts, since when do you stream? Every weekend. That's just how it works. Yeah, Bard Paladin. But yeah, like, so you just look at stuff like that, and, like, there's always different ways to, like, work around it, just to, like, build the character the way that you want. So, like, there's a character that I've been working on where, like, I kind of based most of it around his, like, backstory. He's, like, an ex-soldier that's, like, that suffers from, like, PTSD from, like, being in too many wars. So he decided to choose, like, the life of a monk. So, like, I'm gonna multi-class him, like, or not fighter, yeah, or yeah, no, I said soldier, sorry. So, he decided to choose the life of a monk and to be peaceful. So, I'm gonna have his charisma really high, because I want him to try and get out of as many altercations by talking, as opposed to, fighting things. But I'm multi-classing him Monk Barbarian, because when he gets into a fight, I want to have the rage option from the Barbarian, so that when he starts fighting, he kind of, like, you know, goes into, like, a PTSD rage, and then just fucking, like, goes all crazy with his fists and, like, monks out, and then, like, doesn't remember the fight afterwards. Makes me feel so old when people come in saying this is their first Final Fantasy. My chair is great. I love it. It wasn't even that fucking, this is Final Fantasy 16, shitlord. It wasn't even that expensive. I think it was like $300, which is like fairly cheap for a gaming chair. My first Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy 1. We are not the same. Fuck multi-classing, just go straight wizard, get true polymorph, and then just be a gold dragon. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Am I hoarding like a dragon as books and stuffed animals? But, like, yeah, like, so there's, like, so many different options. Usually the best thing to do is, like, look at, like, how you want to play your character and kind of, like, morph your character around what their personality is. So, like, think about your backstory, base your, like, first class off what their, like, backstory kind of goes towards, and then just keep going from there. During failed negotiations, that would be fucking hilarious. And I can't believe that they're sending us to jail. I just wanted to stay at this inn for a cheap price. Basically live your life you can't. So much freedom. Sneak archer on anything you can. Good old sneak archers. Which, if you wanted to play, like, you could legit play a sneak archer. If you went rogue and just based all of your weapons and your feats and stuff around ranged attacks, and then took the assassin subclass, because anytime you get an attack of opportunity, you so like when they don't know you're there, you automatically get a crit. So if you're always the first one that starts combat, or you could manage to sneak around to get like a vantage point so that they don't see you, like you're hitting crits all the time with your fucking bow and arrow. Like have some musical stuff on hand, pre-recorded. Yeah. No pre-recorded. You gotta sing it all yourself. Yeah, so like just get like a really upgraded crossbow or like a longbow or something like that. Like a heavy crossbow or like a really nice longbow. Get like enchanted fucking arrows, like specialty arrows and whatnot. And then just put everything heavy into like critical attacks and like long range attacks and stuff like that. So you could be like fucking 300 to 600 fucking I think it's yards. I'm not sure if it's yards or feet. But whatever the distance that they measure in D&D, I think it's feet. But just do that and just start attacking people like crazy and getting like massive fucking critical hits from long range. Monk Druid is still able to turn into an air elemental and be immune to everything, but also a ninja. Sneak Archer, healing and morphing into a cat. Well, the funny thing is, even if you pick a class that doesn't have magic, you can get certain magic abilities through feats. So you might be able to do that. Like, you could multi-class Rogue Druid, and then take a couple of feats that give you like different magic, and see it. Like I'd have to look because I can't really remember offhand. But you can get some healing magics just on top of that, and you could easily do that. In high school, our buddy's D&D character had a drinking problem and would always cheat on his. Oh my god, that's not very nice. I thought you were gonna say he did Drunken Monk. Drunken Monk is a great subclass. Well, like that's also like another thing is that they added into like your character creation at the start is like adding like little quirks. Gloomstalker Ranger. Yeah, Gloomstalker would definitely make a really good sneak archer for sure. Do I get to fight these chocobos? Can I? I can fight the chocobos. I'm sorry. There is a rainbow chocobo over there. I'm gonna go kill it. With gremlin and oh, he had really bad drunkenness. Okay. he's living his dream. That poor fella. Look at that. Look, he's like, oh, he's called a bluebird. We're gonna fucking kill him. You're an abomination of chocobo. Chocobos are one color. This is Final Fantasy 16. Yeah, no. So there's just like there's so many options for D&D. There's like, and like the even funnier thing is, like before where I said finding a good DM is like one of the hardest things to do, because if you find a really good DM. Couldn't be a bard or a barbarian? Why not? Like, bards don't have to play the way that you think. Same with barbarians. Like, a lot of people think barbarians are just supposed to be dumb. Like, one of my friends played, like, a ridiculously high int barbarian, and, like, I've seen people play, like, very, like, non-standard bards, where, like, they're just very charismatic. So, like, they get into, like, these situations, and, like, they just use... They use a lot of their, like, not necessarily, like, charm, but they just intimidate people. They're just like, no, like, this is what's going down, and this is what's gonna happen, and then they roll... Normally tanks? Not necessarily. They're just, like, obviously, like, a lot of their subclasses are based around, like, you know, taking a lot of hits, doing, like, taking a lot of damage, and get really high health. But you can very easily do a high DPS barbarian. I've played and had a lot of friends play, like, very, very high DPS barbarians. It's very much in the way that you, like, in the way you set them up. Our DM had books that were older than him, knowing everything, right? Oh, here we go with Coco. Coco's gonna spam the gifts. Here they come. They can, yeah, they can, barbarians can dish out so much damage, but that's one of the reasons to have them as a fucking tank, because I think it's Bear Totem? I can't fucking remember. But it basically negates half of, like, every damage type for the most part, aside from, I think, magical. So you can literally just get in there, and, like, these monsters are fucking, like, smashing you for damage. It's like, nope, half that. Nope, half that. Nope, half that. Yep, this is the new Final Fantasy. This is 16. And literally just fucking square up. I had one of my, oh, I hate my throat. There's actually a rogue archetype that gives you, magic, Arcane Trickster, so you wouldn't even have to, like, do certain things. And Ranger, if you're doing Druid, you don't really need a lot of the Ranger stuff, because, you can, like, kind of work those around the Druid. But yeah, like, I had a friend do a straight Barbarian, and he fought a boss by himself. Is it Path of the Totem? Okay. Oh, Bear Totem. Yeah, Bear Totem is the totem you get with Path of the Totem. Right. Oh, is it everything except for Psychic? Okay. I couldn't 100% remember. But yeah, so you get resistance, so you only take half damage from everything aside from Psychic damage. So, and that's pretty much the build he went with. So he basically squared up with a fucking, like, a guy that was set up to be a boss, and beat him by himself. Like, we weren't even there. The Ranger part would be my bow and arrow. Don't need Ranger for bow and arrow. Every class can use a bow and arrow. Like, there's no specific weapons for class, so you could just do straight rogue and get more of the rogue and rogue druid, sorry, and just get, like, all of the better abilities from both of those and just negate the Ranger whatsoever, because you can get all of the feats and stuff and whatnot to be better with bows and arrows without even needing to touch Ranger. Oh, yeah, the rogue sneak attack is really fucking good. I'm planning on getting it after I finish Stellar Blade. Oh, I'm enjoying it a lot so far. Like, the visuals are really good. The story from what I've played so far is excellent. The fucking, the summon fights are fucking crazy. Only played percussion instruments as a barbarian bard. There we go. But yeah, like, so I'd go probably rogue, assassinate, or not assassin, rogue assassin, like druid, or like, because if you're doing druid and rogue, you're gonna get the magic from the druid anyways. Morph into a cat and harmless. Well, that's what I mean. You could easily morph into a cat, sneak behind a fucking boss monster, unmorph, and then fucking attack them with a fucking dagger or a short sword or something. But yeah, like, there's so many ways to, like, build characters in fucking D&D. It's wild. And depending on, like, what your DM says, like, some DMs will let you use, homebrew stuff. Like, I'm, like, when I DM I let people use homebrew classes, homebrew races. Ah. There we go. I just rather they come to me with them first and let me look over them, because I don't want them to pick something that's like homebrew that's just way out of the ballpark, that's like way overpowered. Yeah, oh, just hide in plain sight as an animal and then fucking assassinate the shit out of people. Online viewer D&D game. I've always wanted to do the D&D thing. I think that would be a lot of fun. Like the online D&D thing that you see like a lot of people out there do. But I feel like it's one of those other ones that's getting like really oversaturated right now. And like especially if it was like a viewer one, like it would be really hard to like vet people to start off with, because you know there's just some people, yeah, lining up the schedule will be like really crazy, especially if you're like trying to set it up for like once a week or like even once a month. But like it's one of those things where like, especially if you're trying to do it with viewers, like trying to like vet those people first, because like some people you just go, Twitch is the same as this. Zilcho. I was like, I'm probably not going to say this right, and if I did, if I butchered it, I apologize. But, it's one of those things where, like, some people you really don't want to have, like, an open mic, because they're just gonna, like, they're gonna, especially, like, in a D&D scenario, because they're gonna try and, say something or do something while playing D&D that's really gonna, like, not be, like, it's gonna, you know, just make people instantly leave, or, like, even just, like, the people playing the game in general with you, it's just gonna make them, like, ridiculously uncomfortable and be like, no, sorry, I'm gone. I'm gonna get some sleep. Oh, have a good sleep, gatekeeper. This is, oh, yeah, I think my one for Twitch is also an underscore. This is Final Fantasy 16. I missed a couple of those. Twitch is trash. Twitch can be. But like I feel like there's ups and downs for every platform. I think I meant to go through here. Yes, I did. But yeah, so like it's one of those things where like especially trying to like do it with viewers and like trying to get like a solid team of viewers would be kind of crazy, or like trying to create like one-shots every other week. This is Final Fantasy 16. These. I'm Dark and Morbid. See, Dark and Morbid sense of humor is alright, but there's like certain ways to go about it. Because there's some people that like to say that like, oh, it's just dark humor, but like it's really not.
Good day to you. I'm afraid the Abbey is not open for public prayer. May Griga go with you.
So there's like a lot of people who will like, they just want to like say things and do things and get away with it.
From Martha.
Yeah, I seen that, Zilcho. I was like, really? I was like, that seems kind of like the conflict of interests. See, seems kind of like insider trading to me. Is it possible to turn the HUD off this game? I think the HUD just disappears while you're using it. I'll check in the options in a second there, Abraham.
I never want to die.
But Twitch, unless you're gonna go to Kick, I might go to YouTube. I might do both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Like depending on what happens with TikTok, because I know it's getting banned in the States, but I don't know if the same thing is gonna happen to Canada. But like I've been hearing that they're just gonna like completely like axe it. Which if they do, then you know that sucks, because I've been getting a lot of good traction on TikTok. The like discoverability is really, really good.
She entrusted.
Yeah, like there's some dark humor you just gotta like draw the line at. Sometimes you make like a fucking dark humor joke and it's like, oh haha. But like if you have to sit there and like explain to people why it's funny, or like have to look at them and be like, oh, it's just dark humor. I have a morbid and dark sense of humor. If you have to say that, then the joke wasn't funny to begin with. It's just like a lot of jokes. Military humor.
curse has taken them. All of them.
Like, I'm very, like, you know,
every bearer forced to
like, you
use
shouldn't have to, like, tiptoe around what you
each
say,
straw on the ether,
because everybody's
bodies
offended by
petrify,
something.
till all that remains is
Yeah, that's what I
stone
heard,
and
Arabella.
pain, and so they are
Or
cast
the
aside.
audience is not worth the joke.
There is nothing either Martha
But, like, there's a lot of,
that. But we can
I'm trying to
at
think where I was
least
going with that.
strive to make their final
Like,
hours
because,
a
like,
little
everybody
more
gets offended by something, so, like, it's impossible not to offend at least one person. But there are certain things that, like, people seem to want to say that they consider jokes that just, like, shouldn't be said to begin
Faith,
with.
my son,
Yeah, like, I'm a
you
very
shall
non-PG
rise
person
again,
either.
and
But there,
find
like,
that
there's
happiness
limits to things where it's just like,
delight
no,
you
that just
in this life.
wasn't fun to begin with, funny to begin with. But, like, it's also one of those things where, like, you also gotta, like, gauge who you're talking to as well. Because, like, if I say something and, like, you know, I don't say it to, like, offend anybody. Like, I say it like I'm trying to be funny, or, like, it's just a conversation that I'm talking about. Like, look at your profile picture. I can't see your profile picture. It's so small right now. Give me a second.
Must offer you my own thanks.
Oh, yeah.
For the medicine
Like that,
you so
that's fucking
kindly
funny.
brought.
Like, that is definitely not PG, but, like, that's fucking
Final
funny.
Moments, maybe moments of peace.
But, like, at the same time, like, I'm one of those people where, like, you also have to gauge who you're talking to. Like, if you say something and it's one of those things that, like, offends somebody, like, think about it and be like, okay, like, I apologize, like, I didn't mean to offend you, and then you know
I'm
not to
next
say
to
that
see
around that person
Martha.
anymore.
Pray
Like,
tell her that
it's
more.
that easy. Final Fantasy 16. But, like, it's that easy. Like, if you know, like, now that I know that's something that offends that person, when I know they're there, it's something that I don't bring up or I don't talk about. Like, easy peasy. Nothing, like, no harm, no foul.
We should get back to Martha's Rest.
Yes. We should.
But, like, at the same time, that's why Bill Burr, he has the perfect limit. He's highly educated on... Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Bill Burr stuff coming up. Because I turn into a tomato. But, oh yeah, like, a lot of the times you're just, like, trying to hold in the laughs, right? Yeah, like... Well, it's not even that. Like, there's just certain things that, like, people just want to say. But yeah, like, you have to play to your audience, like, see what they're okay with, but, like, you don't want to go overboard. But, like, at the same time, like, if you say something that offends, yeah, this is the redeem option that I was going to show somebody before. And now let's see, the HUD. So probably not controllers, subtitles. Because I know you can take all the subtitles off for, like, NPC stuff. That's just volume, game performance, motion blur, screen brightness, camera stuff, target follow, movement, nothing there. Gameplay, quick completes, save, tutorial messages. Yeah, so I don't think you can turn off the HUD. I know most of the HUD disappears, except for the tracking over there. Man, the new guy from Tekken. This is definitely a spin-off game. 100%. But yeah, no, like, play to your audience, but then, like, once you figure out, like, if something is, like, I guess, like, I don't want to say too taboo for that person, but, like, if it's something that offends them, then just, back off the subject. Oh, no worries, Abraham. Just focus on the game, Firecrotch. You leave my Firecrotch alone. It is very much on fire. There is flames everywhere. You just can't see it because I have the camera here, but there's, like, flames emanate. That's what's lighting my face right now. It's not like a light or anything. It's literally the fire. That's exactly what it is. It's just like I just got it at a low roar right now because I want everybody to see my face. Normally it's like up here somewhere. Nice to find a good new one. Much appreciated, Ben. Much appreciated. You want to? Let's just... Yeah, let's teleport back. I was raised by my grandparents. Morbid sense of humor. Not a happy trail. It's an LA trail. See that right there is some good, like, dark humor. Because it's, like, obviously everything that's going on is fucking, like, really, really terrible. See, that's exactly what's causing the problem.
We would have succumbed.
But like that's where it's a good joke. Like that's a funny joke. Like we obviously all understand that like what's happening down there, like the fires and stuff,
Come
is
upstairs.
fucking terrible, and like like everybody getting like displaced by that and losing their homes and stuff is an absolutely horrible thing. But like you gotta make like light jokes about some things sometimes to like kind of like elevate the situation.
But never like that.
And all because they were born different. The powers that be can't take away their gift, so they strip their humanity.
Of course,
instead.
Grandma died on April
Oh,
Fool's
there's
Day. What a
plenty
fucking
of
joke to the
people
family.
bearers' plight. So they're content to sit around weeping for those on
Damn it.
whom
Gonna bring out some
rotten
snacks. Hopefully these snacks will like
we ain't gonna change
cure
nothing.
whatever the fuck is wrong with my throat.
And so you lend Sid your strength.
What little of it I
Really?
have,
Yeah,
I use
politicians.
profits from this place to buy the poor buggers.
So when the abbot told us the bearers...
They're on fire, all right.
Aye,
Dumpster
they're
fire.
my property,
Guy in LA that
at least
saved
by
his
law.
house. I
They're
didn't.
still fit to work, fetch a
How did
price
he
beyond
save
my
his
means.
house?
All I can do is care for those who are past mending.
That would be fucking wild. Like I know not all of them went down, but
But it's
Oh, I can
not all
imagine.
doom and gloom.
like
When
I've
it's
only
finished
got
fixing that bridge for you, you
he
can
put a
carry on to
sprinkler on the
Espana.
roof and turned.
You got questions that need
You got
answering.
you got to be joking. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
Martha.
That would be wild.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Like it please tell me
Sid and
that's
I
true.
have other friends in Rosaria.
Please, like $300 water bill, way fucking worth it. Way fucking worth it.
And no.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to look for that after stream. Several roof and ground splits. Oh my god, that's wild.
Said,
That's well worth the $300 water bill.
Lord Ross
Trying to get a moonshine jug for her urn.
Have come back
Now
to
that's
us,
grandma material right there.
and long may they stay.
Moonshine jug urn. Yeah, no, I have one grandparent left. My grandfather on my dad's side died a long time ago, like when I was really young. My grandfather on my mom's side died, I think it was 3 years ago now. And then my grandmother died on my mom's side the year after that, so it's just my father's mother that's left. But she's I think 90 or 92. A water waste fine. That doesn't seem like a waste to me. She used to bootleg it with her grandfather. Your grandmother's fucking a beast.
Sid.
Fucking a beast. Definitely deserves that
right.
urn.
You're not where I left you.
Hurt your hand.
I did, yeah.
You're not where I left you. That's because I decided to leave.
Lightning bolts.
You were irritating me.
Can't fling them around the way I used to.
Yeah, no, I feel like that was like a very well-deserved water bill. It's like wasted water fine. What do you mean? I saved my house. How is that a waste of water? We have a cookie jar for urns. Graham's burnt every cookie she ever made. I feel like that is definitely the way to go. Like whenever you get it, like make an urn for like a loved one, it's always got to be something that like something wild they did in their life, or something that just like stuck with them forever.
Thank you, Sid. For everything.
Like, what do you most remember about your grandparent? This.
If you wanna leave,
Okay,
that's your-
we're like
I'm sure you'll have a long and happy life together. if
like
you
what
stay out
do you
of my
remember
way.
your grandmother for most? Well, she used to bootleg moonshine. There we go, moonshine jug. She used to bake muffins all the time, like fucking
go.
bake her into muffins.
Back in the day. She was a slave.
She's now flour.
Just like you.
White lightning bolts as a tattoo for her. That's sick. That's sick.
I wanted to save her.
Had to stop for emission testing.
A while. I even
Wow. That's fucking
'cause
wild. I'd be
things
like,
seem
who gives a shit right now?
true.
Like, people are dying, houses are burning. Like that like if I was part of the fire commission or like a firefighter, that would have been where I got fired. Like they would have had to haul me away
Conceited old
like
fool.
with the fucking cops.
Talk about
Like
people
there's no
forging
way
their own
I'm like
futures. But it's
you
their
want to test the
abandoned
fire
now,
trucks?
mate.
Test them
I'm
after
with
we're done.
mine.
Like,
And if no bugger wants
like
to
that,
listen
like
to what
they
you've got
wouldn't have
to
been,
say,
they wouldn't have been
might
stopping
as well
that.
Keep your gob shut.
Like, that's just one of those things where it's like,
Say this.
do I take getting fired? Do I take going to jail for saving people? 100%. Save a version of the smelt.
You're not a monster. You're the same man you've always been.
As a teenager, I was able to hang out in a
Maybe
bar.
to escape your fate.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, that's like when we get like the really hot temperatures up here, like where I'm at in the summer, and they have like the burn bans on, and then you'll go around and there's people in like fucking residential areas, like literally like my house is next to a house next to a house, like I'm literally surrounded, and then people in their backyards are having fucking bonfires, and it's fucking like 27 degrees out, and we haven't had rain for like 4 fucking days, and I'm like, are you fucking joking me right now?
Jill.
Removed because they don't look like
Sorry, we didn't
people
get a chance to
in the
talk.
area he works.
That's what she
Wow,
said, you
that's fucked, man.
Yes, I will.
But yeah, like people will be doing that. I'm like, if my house burns down because of your stupid fucking ass, it's like there's gonna be hell to pay. Final Fantasy 16's Hodor just walking along. But no, that's like wild. Like I can't like understand some of that. Her cousin was in the war. Mine would flip back to the fight. Oh, okay. Your grandma be knocking people out, eh? That's fucking crazy. You're not getting drunk and rowdy in my house, motherfucker. Thunk.